Let's get to know the Kamki language today. This is the language you find in the coat of arms. Now, in Kamki, which is the Kamki language, you find the word cha or cha. This word means illness. It means to harm. It means to cause harm or even to kill. It exists in forms where it's not reduplicated. It's cha or tri, means kill, harm, or cause illness, or even the illness itself. In isiXhosa, the exact same word cha means to be sick, but particularly recovering from a really serious illness. We'll say uchacha kuhle, which means they're recovering from that sickness. They're still sick, but they're recovering. So it's known as cha. Same one in Gam as cha. In Kora, interestingly, the name for sick is Kaisen, which is actually the same one you find in isiXhosa, Chesina or Chesina, which means sickness, but particularly flu and all those kind of sicknesses like flu. There's a saying, Iqeri, or itwa ii, or iqagen. We are happy when we are comfortable with our friend. Iqeri, we are happy. Iqeri, we are happy. Now, this is the Xhosa word, ncili, to be happy. Imincili, there's even someone with the name Mincili. It actually is cognate to the Qeri, ncili nesiXhosa. Sinemincili, xa sithe dwe, noxa bethu. Iqeri, we are happy when we're comfortable with our mates. In Xam, a word for a bastard, someone who's a bastard, and I'm not saying this for, in an offensive way. I don't have another word for it, honestly. The people who are considered bastards, there were even tribes who were called bastards in South Africa. The Debais bastards, John Donne's descendants, the Ogles, the descendants of the Moors, all the people of multiracial origin. They were originally called bastards, In Xam, the name for these people is Qayen. It's Qayen. Remember, in Xam, for people, there's words like Kui or Qe or Ku or Kui, like Sukwini, which is Qauken Swakwi. But then for people who are bastards, it's Qayen. This is the exact word you find in the isiXhosa as Iqheya or Amaqheya. An example of a sentence would be Qayen Ngeta Blaupitsa. The bastards, the people who are bastards, call this one the Blaupitz. Qayen Ngeta Blaupitsa. A grave in Xam is called Tuhaba. A grave is called Tuhaba. This is the exact same word that you find in isiXhosa for a grave, known as Ingwaba. Ingwaba. That is a grave. A sentence would be Kwita Tuhaba Ihe. Kwita Tuhaba E. Yes. Kwita Tuhaba E. This is a person's grave. Lingwaba lomtu eli. Kwita Ingwaba E. A crow in Xam is called Qhagi. A crow is called Qhagi in Kamki. In isiXhosa, a rooster or a cock is called Umqhagi. Umqhagi. Xhosa people mistakenly sing this song, Iqude mama lakhala kabini kathathu sekusile. They think it refers to the kudu. No, Qude is the rooster in isiZulu. In isiXhosa is Umqhagi. So if you want to sing it in isiXhosa, you say Umqhagi wakhala kabini kathathu, which means the rooster cries once, cries twice, cries thrice. That means it's morning. A stony place or a mountain in Xam, in Kamki, it's called Qau, Qauken, Qauka. In isiXhosa, you find the exact same words. There's even villages with these names. Iqauka, Eqaukeni. In isiXhosa, we even have versions like Umqauka. This is names that are used particularly for places with many stones or many mountains or many cliffs. Even amongst the Mampondo, you actually have a section known as Iqauka, Mampondo Seqaukeni. That is based on the stony ground. So that is Qauka. In fact, the people known as Sukwini, they are people who used to dwell in places like this. Hence the name Qauken Swakwi or Qauken Swakwini, which means the people who live in Qaukeni, which means in the stones or in the mountains. Hence they say Mtwa wentaba, that is to say, bushman of the mountain. In Xamki, the field mouse is known as the Tweeten or Tweeten. It is the Tweeten or Tweeten. That is the field mouse. In isiXhosa, it is known as Twete. In Xam, Tweeten. In isiXhosa, Twete. In fact, in isiXhosa, when you get something correct, when you get it properly, we say Uxantwete. Uxantwete, which means you have hit the field mouse exactly where it matters most. Another interesting one is the Xam word for biceps, for the strips, the biceps. If you catch a rabbit, for example, you take the biceps. They are called Twaita. Twaita or Twaita. This also means biltong, by the way, because this was the most perfect piece of meat to make into biltong. This is the exact same name you find in isiXhosa. Different click. Kwaita is to make biltong. Kwaito is biltong itself. In isiZulu, I think they have it as umkwaiba. Biltong. Remember, biltong is an indigenous invention. It's something that we used to do to preserve certain meats. It was not just every single meat. In Xamki, a road, a path is known as Khara. Khara, that is a road or a path. Same one you find in Guni or Sotho, whichever language, as Tsela or Ndlela. Khara. Khara. When you codify this click Khara, it becomes Ndlela or Tsila or Nzila or Mzila. It's Khara, road or a path. A friend, a mate, or even a sibling in Xamki is sometimes Ango. In isiXhosa, you find the exact same one as It's not just Xamki that is this word. You go to Kho, you find this word, and many others, but we focused on Xamki today. In Xamki, a son is called Trung or Truma. That is a son. I see in other languages as well, you find words like this, like Tum or Tom, which mean to increase. This is the word in isiXhosa you find as Tuma. Tuma means an increase. And what more is representative of an increase than a child? So Tuma in isiXhosa is Tuma. I've already mentioned that the little ones, or children or mice, generally in Xam would be called Tluchuken or Tluchuken. This is the Xhosa one, Imveku. Imveku. You also find words that are similar, like Mpuku and Pukane, that are also basically designated the same name. The last word for today in Xam is Churu. Churu. It means to be next to be near. In isiXhosa, this is Ngulu. And then we put M-A, Ukuma. Ukuma next to something. When you stand next to something, we say Nguluma, to be near, to be parallel to, side by side with something. Nguluma. In Xam, this is a bilabial click. Churu. Churu. Amalku.